Hello learners. Today's lecture is on applications of blockchain technology. This topic is for the Diploma in Smart Cities Development and Management students. It is the DSCDM students and this it is the unit 5 of course 2, that is Smart Technologies, Hardware and Software. So in this, the students, the application of blockchain technology, in this we have already learned about the what is blockchain technology, what are the basics of blockchain technology we have learned in the last unit, and in this unit, in this session, we are going to learn about the applications of blockchain technology. Actually, blockchain technology, it is mostly used for the purpose of the transaction or a third party, where the third party is participating. So because any transaction, or in the banking transaction, or in the certificate distribution, or the medical distribution, or so wherever the third party is available, means the involving in some transaction, there the blockchain technology will work very efficiently, because trust is more important, trust between two parties. So for trusting the transaction, all these things comes under this blockchain technology. So the learners, first of all, you have to do that. Whenever you are going to listen the video lecture, first you read the materials. So materials means the new students, the old students. If the new students are there, for new students, the students, you have to go to IGNOU website and download the materials from all the e-materials are available for this program, Diploma in Smart City Development and Management, and you can download from the e-GNCosh. If you go to e-GNCosh, from there you have to go to the schools, and from there you have to go to the levels and program, then you have to download the materials. Once you download the material, start reading the first course or second course, whichever you feel good. So once you start and then listen the video lecture, then you can able to understand better. So this is my suggestion to all of you, the new students and old students. So today, now we are going to discuss about the applications of blockchain technology, presented by myself, Professor N. Venkateshwarlu, a professor in Mechanical Engineering, School of Engineering and Technology, IGNOU. So the learners, first of all, we have to understand what is blockchain technology. It is digital ledger, chronologically stored records. So it is a digital ledger. It consists of various records or various information about the transactions. That is known as a blockchain. It is a blockchain, and then contains a history of all past transactions that have taken place. In any transaction, so it is long back, it is a old transaction or new transaction, whatever the transaction, it is available in that blockchain, and it is a type of distributed ledger technology that has decentralized database maintained by several computers or nodes joined into a network. Suppose there are 3 or 4 persons or 4 nodes are in a network, some transaction has to take place. So each transaction at every place, everybody has to approve. Then only the transaction will be successful. That's why we are calling it as a distributed ledger technology. And once the transaction data is approved, it cannot be changed or tampered. Because of if it is a normal or bookish ledger, then what happens? So anybody can change, or anybody can tamper, or anybody can change the data. So but in the blockchain, because of blockchain technology, once a transaction data is approved, it cannot be altered or tampered by any person, or within the person, those who are available, those who are participating in that network, those cannot also alter the data. That is the one more feature of this blockchain technology. Any modification to existing data has to be made through the execution of a new transaction. So once it is somewhere in one block, and it is not linking with other block, some transaction is showing wrong, or it is tampered, or it is attacked by the cyber attack or something, so then immediately it identifies, and again the transaction starts from the beginning. So that is the advantage of this blockchain technology. This creates an immutable system with very high security. So because of this high security and immutable system, nobody can change once the recorded. So that is the system of this blockchain technology. So what is a blockchain? It is a digital ledger of chronologically stored records and contains a history of all past transactions that have taken place. It is a type of distributed ledger technology that has a decentralized database maintained by several computers or nodes joined into a network. Once the transaction data is approved, it cannot be changed or tampered. Any modification to existing data has to be made through the execution of new transaction. This creates a immutable system with very high security. So that is the use of this blockchain technology. The blockchain is a continuously growing list of records, electronic ledger, that is known as a block, one block. So in the one block, the transaction, once a information done on that is one transaction, that is one block. Then another person enters, or another node, so that is another block. So like that, it is a continuously growing list of records. So once it is entered, so it cannot be changed or it cannot be altered. That's why we are calling it as a block. Then blocks are linked secure using cryptography. So using cryptography, all the blocks are secured. So the alteration cannot be possible. And then block contains, what block contains? A hash pointer linked to previous block. It is for the cross-checking of is the transaction is correct or wrong, is it approved by the earlier one or not. So that is the hash pointer. This already we have learned in the last chapter. So the learners, so this is the block contains a hash pointer, then digital timestamp and transaction data. So in block, so by linking all these, by linking the blocks, we can say it as a blockchain. So what is a blockchain? Chain of blocks contain information, distributed ledger open to anyone. So once a blockchain is formed, so how it will be formed? It has to be approved by each and every person who is participating in the transaction process. So that's why the blockchain it is by linking all the blocks, we can say it as a blockchain. Then blockchain ensures shared ledger, smart contracts, privacy and validation. Blockchain ensures the shared ledger and smart contracts, privacy and validation. The first application of this blockchain technology is Bitcoin. So the diagrammatic view of blockchain, you can see that. So there are 4 blocks and the links are there. That's why we are calling it as a blockchain. So why it is that much of importance? Because any transaction is taking place. It is a banking transaction, it is a educational transaction, it is a energy transaction, anything. So it is means that a transaction between one person to another person, or one place to another place, or one farm to another farm. So there means one industry to another industry, or industry to the customers. So there the trust is more important. So for that trust, improving the trust and the without any means attacks or cyber attacks, the transaction has to be taken place in this blockchain technology. So that is the use of this blockchain technology. The blockchain will look like this. Then the key features of blockchain technology. What are those key features? Transparency, security, encryption, disintermediation, and immutability. These are the main features of this blockchain technology. So transparency, where the transparency is required, the transparency between, if any transaction or any information is communicated between the two parties by the third party, in this where the blockchain comes is a third party involved between any two business transactions or something, where the blockchain will help efficiently without any, suppose for example I can say that export and import. Suppose exporting one material from India to the America. So once you export, the importer, will he pay the amount or not, that you don't know. For that, this blockchain technology will help as a it's not as a mediator. What you can say that already the contract will be signed between both parties. Once the so because of that information is transparency. So because of the transparency, that material is moving, that also the other fellows knows about the transparency of transaction taking place. That is the use of this blockchain technology. The transactions are stored on all computers in the network and can be viewed by all members in the networks. So that is the advantage of this blockchain technology. Otherwise, in general one, what happens when exporter sends the material and importer may not be pay that amount. So that type of problems will come in the general one. But because of blockchain technology, everybody will be seen the transaction is taking place. So material is exported from here and the money will be transferred from there. So that is automatically taking place, and everybody will approve the transaction. That exporter also approve it and the importer also approve that. So because of that, this is the advantage of this blockchain technology, and nobody can attack this blockchain technology in the cyber world. So that is the transparency. The transactions are stored on all computers in the network and can be viewed by all members in the network. That is the transparency. Then comes to security. The distributed nature of blockchain makes it very hard to tamper with its records, making it highly resistant to cyber attacks. That is, security of transactions is very important. Then comes to encryption. All transaction data stored in the blockchain is encrypted to protect the data and privacy of the user. So that is encryption also one of the advantage or future of a blockchain technology. Then disintermediation. That is, the peer-to-peer nature of network allows many applications to run without the help of intermediaries or the integration of third-party services. The third party will be there, but here what happens, simply what you can say that that third party person will have both in the sense of the smart contracts. Because of smart contracts, agreement takes place in the beginning itself, and all are the parties, so that everybody can see the transaction is going on. So that is the advantage of this blockchain technology. Then immutability. Once data is entered in the blockchain, it is very difficult to modify or delete. That is the one more advantage of this blockchain technology, the feature of a blockchain technology. These are the 5 features of the blockchain technology. One is transparency, security, encryption, disintegration, and immutability. Then types of blockchain technology. 3 types of blockchain technologies are there. One is public blockchain, and then private blockchain, then hybrid blockchain. What is a public blockchain? It is one in which anyone can join and participate. So any type here you can say that Bitcoin is the first application of this public blockchain. Anyone can enter or join and participate in this blockchain process. Anyone can be a user or a miner, and anybody can add new blocks. Ensures transparency in public blockchain networks, also called permissionless, as it permits anyone to take a copy of the blockchain and involves in block validation. So the transaction process is known as a one block, like each person has its block. So that block has to means transaction is taking place in the sense that in a blocks manner, and the links will be the information. So every information is same with the means the cross checking. When the cross checking is going on, so the any new person is entering and is participating in that and through his blocks, so that is it correct or not. So that is the duty of a blockchain network. So that's why we are calling it is as a the public blockchain. So public, why we are saying it as a public? Because anybody can join and anybody can participate in this blockchain processes, blockchain technology. And the first example, that is example of public blockchain, is the Bitcoin. I think everybody knows about something about this Bitcoin. So this is known as a public blockchain. Then private blockchain. It is a permissioned blockchain suitable for individual organizations. Organization decides who is allowed to participate and maintain a shared ledger. That is, example is hyper ledger. So here it is for the particular organization. So they have to give the permission who has to participate, who has to not participate. They have to share the ledger. Then only one can able to participate in this blockchain technology process. So that is the private blockchain technology. Then comes to hybrid or consortium blockchain technology. Is a permissioned blockchain where several organizations take responsibility for maintaining the blockchain. So this is hybrid. It is in the form, has the privacy benefits of a private blockchain and the transparent nature of public blockchain. So that's why we are calling it as a hybrid or consortium blockchain. It is a permissioned blockchain where several organizations take responsibility for maintaining this blockchain. The example is Dragon chain. So Dragon chain is the example of this hybrid blockchain. So the features, the comparison of this public versus private versus hybrid. So if you see here, the features are here you can see user access. User access in the public blockchain, it is a public. Anybody can join and anybody can participate in the blockchain process or transaction process. But here in the private blockchain, it is restricted, and in hybrid also it is restricted. Then user identity. User identity, it is anonymous in the public blockchain, but in private blockchain, approved users only. And in hybrid also, approved users only can participate in the blockchain. And in the future, in the third one, permission status. That is in the first public blockchain, permissionless. There is no need of permission. Anybody can join and anybody can participate. That is permission status. So in the private blockchain, permitted only can participate. In hybrid also, the permitted only can participate. These are the differences between the public versus private versus hybrid blockchain technologies. Then comes to technologies used in the blockchain. Then private cryptography, P2P networks, and program or blockchain protocols. These are lengthy. It is explained in the units very well. So the learners, you read these things in the units, and next we will go to the application areas of blockchain technology. So blockchain technology, where the applications are, where it can be applied. This technology, where it can be applied, means it can be applied in the financial services, education sector, healthcare management sector, or insurance and smart cities, energy management, management of supply chain, and protection of copyright and royalties, and electronic voting system, and the Internet of Things. Internet of Things is mostly used in the smart cities. This unit will be learned in the next month session. So here we will learn about the financial services, then education sector, and healthcare, insurance, and then energy management. So first of all, we will these are the various applications. So then 1 minute. The financial sector. In the financial sector, you can say that in the banking, or you can say that suppose import export only, you can say. So financial services has to be added in somebody is sending these products to the what you can say that the purchase and selling and purchasing process, or export or import process, where the finance is involved. So once the finance is involved, means it is to be secured and trustworthy, then only one can participate in that. Otherwise some problems may come in the future. So where this blockchain technology is applied, so that there cannot be any problem, because every transaction is known by both the parties. So that is the use of this blockchain technology. Suppose because of smart contracts will be developed first only in the initial stage, where the exporter importer can sign the agreements and the transaction, when the transaction started, so each person will know about the transaction, it is going proper or not. So by creating hash pointers, one can able to understand properly. So if any other person is or cyber attackers is coming in this way, so then it is easily identified, and if anybody wants to change the data or what you can say that cannot be possible in this blockchain technology. So then financial, then comes to education sector. In the education sector, suppose education sector also student pays fee, so that is also is paying from another bank to another bank, or one place to another place, that also to be secure and trustworthy. So and even for in the education sector, you can see that once the learner has completed its all courses, and he has to get the certificate, and once the certificate is means through online, if it is in the blockchain technology, the certificate will be delivered to the candidate properly with the proper certificate. Because of this blockchain technology, there cannot be any alteration or any problem will come by implementing this blockchain technology. I think during that COVID time, IGNOU has delivered the certificates to the degree certificates to the learners through this application of this blockchain technology. So that is the learners sitting at home, they can download their certificates with this blockchain technology. The proper certificates will be delivered and can be downloaded, or it can be kept in his locker itself, wherever if he goes to interview. A student is going to interview, from there itself he can download and he can show to the company where he is attending the interview. Even once he is selected, the company is nowadays in a regular thing. Suppose our student has completed MBA and he got the job in some company. So the company will recheck about his degree is correct or not, so that the company will send the letters to the IGNOU, and again IGNOU has to send the information to the company. So yes, the student is our. But by using this blockchain technology, the company can verify these documents, but through online itself. That is one more advantage. So because of these smart contracts and this blockchain technology process, these are the advantages. Even in healthcare sector, suppose in the healthcare sector, what happens? The patient, then hospital, then medical shops, and the doctors. So everybody has to, all are involved in this transaction process, because a doctor is given prescription to the patient, and the patient has to get the medicines from the medical shop. So because in this blockchain technology process, if it is during the COVID time, so patient is somewhere, doctor is somewhere, and the medical shops are somewhere. So all this, everything will be approved by each and every person. Patient correctly, doctor is given prescription, and the same prescription is approved by the doctor and the patient. Then it will send to the medical shop, and medical shop will again send the medicines to the patient by approved. When he is sending that, at that time also it is approved by the doctor. Then only that can be delivered at the patient place. So that's why the proper medication will be taken place with this blockchain technology. Otherwise, what happens recently, you can see that we heard about the data cyber attack by the cyber attackers for the AIMS data. AIMS data has been corrupted. So once it is done like that, so what happens, the patient's information you won't get properly, so that the patient cannot get the proper medication. So that is the advantage of this blockchain technology. Because of blockchain technology, once the transaction or once the prescription is done, or once the patient is identified by the doctor, so he understands who is that person, who is that patient, what medicines we have prescribed, and only that medicines will be sent to the patient by the shops or medical shop owners or pharmacists. So that is the correct medication will be taken place for the curing diseases. So these are the various advantages of a blockchain technology by implementing in the healthcare management sector. So these are the various applications of the blockchain technology. Then factorizing, letter of credit, cryptocurrency and investment management, cross-border transaction and trade finance, capital markets, letter of credit and factorizing, trade finance, all are comes under the transaction of money transaction. Okay, money transaction. So okay. These are the various financial services. Then comes to the blockchain technology in education. Education, I have explained this thing. So education, then health records will be maintained properly, and medical fraud detection system will be done, and best clinical research will be done. So these are the various applications of blockchain technology in the healthcare sector, education sector, all these things. Then comes to the energy sector, energy trading, demand side management, all this in energy also one can apply this blockchain technology for secure and safe and trustworthy energy management. Then so here we can have, once we have advantage of blockchain technology, but limitations also there. High cost and effort to make the transaction, running cost is more, and then scalability and speed of transaction, training the people is important, and then disintermediation. These are the limitations of the blockchain technology. So learners, I hope you understood about the blockchain technology and its applications. What is blockchain technology? What are the applications of blockchain technology? Application of blockchain technology in smart cities, application of blockchain technology energy, application of blockchain technology in healthcare sector, education, finance, all these applications, how the blockchain technology will help. So with this I conclude here the students. So you have to learn you have to read the units. Okay, once you read and listen the video lectures, you can able to understand better. So blockchain is here I conclude, the blockchain is a new emerging technology to ensure secure, effective and transparent record keeping with privacy and validation of data transaction. This is the conclusion. So learners, here I conclude and I close the chapter. So learners, any doubts or any doubts if you have, then you can mail to me, or you can send the WhatsApp messages to my numbers already in the first slide. Okay, with this I conclude here. Thank you very much.